Reaction tonight from a grieving father whose son died after attending a retreat with members of a popular UT student organization. KVU's Chris Betts joins me now. And Chris, the victim's family have strong words for the Texas Cowboys Association.
They sure do, Quita. Since 20-year-old Nicky Cumberland's death after a Texas Cowboys retreat, his parents have been adamant that hazing played a part in the car accident that eventually killed their son. The university suspended Texas Cowboys for 6 years, but it's the organization's response to that as Nicky's parents speaking up tonight.
Oh, no.
He was an honors student who died from his injuries in a crash after Nicky Cumberland's parents say he was hazed during an off-campus retreat for this organization. The Texas Cowboys, famous for firing the cannon at Longhorn games and known for their acts of community service, but they've also had a history of suspensions over hazing. In 1995, UT banned the Texas Cowboys for 5 years after a student's death from alcohol-fueled hazing. And this week, news the university has banned Texas Cowboys again, this time for 6 years after Cumberland's death in October. The president of the Texas Cowboys Board of Directors telling KVU in a statement, quote, "Our members have volunteered tens of thousands of community service hours, donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to charity, and contributed to campus learning. Consequently, we are disappointed by the university's decision today and are saddened that it may prevent our organization from continuing this legacy of service." The president also adding, "We have expelled and suspended from our organization the students who were connected to the hazing, and hazing did not cause the car accident that took Nicky Cumberland's life." In reaction, Cumberland's father, Sean, told KVU the Cowboys' statement is extremely disappointing. There is no ownership, but rather lack of sincere remorse, adding, "Within hours of the fatal accident, the Cowboys went into preservation mode with their lawyer. The investigator never looked once at the victim. No inquiry of his parents about the marks on Nicky's body." And finally, as for the Cowboys' service to the community, this is the PR machine at its worst, he says. Based on the disappointing statement from the Cowboys, my fear is that upon returning from the 6-year expulsion, nothing will have changed again.
Cumberland's parents say they believe he was paddled at the event and that the student should never have been allowed to drive home. As for the Texas Cowboys, they tell me they are still considering whether to appeal the suspension. In the studio, Chris Betts, KVU News.
UT gives students detailed information about what hazing is. It's defined as any type of physical brutality, sleep deprivation, shame and humiliation, consumption of alcohol by either threats or pressure, and dozens more prohibited activities that could harm a student. UT says all hazing complaints are investigated and that reports can be submitted anonymously. Students are urged to report any hazing incidents to the Dean of Students. Texas lawmakers enacted an anti-hazing law in 1987. According to this law, individuals or organizations engaging in hazing could be subject to fines and charged with a criminal offense.